My name is Nikki Senior and I'm a franchise mindset consultant. So I support franchise networks with the collective mindset of the franchise team and also of the network. Prior to this, I had my own franchise network. I was franchising for 5.5 years and grew that business to 19 locations before I sold it in 2023. I think one of the key challenges that franchisors face when they are recruiting franchisees is probably finding the right kind of leads, making sure that the people who are applying are actually interested in the business itself and not just having any business to create financial wealth. I think as well, sometimes the actual recruitment process itself can be challenging for some people. So, making sure that that is structured in the right way. I think probably one of the most effective strategies for attracting the right kind of franchisees is to make sure that you're actually speaking to the people in person, having really in-depth conversations with them, and not just going on your gut feel, but also making sure that those people are going to be capable of running businesses. Something that I found within my franchise network, and as I speak to more franchisors, I believe it's an industry-wide challenge, is finding people who A, have the passion and the desire to work in your kind of business, B, have the ability to deliver that business, and then most importantly, have the ability to actually run a business. It can be quite challenging on a mindset perspective. Mentally, it's hard to go through the different twists and turns of business ownership. So having people who can communicate well with you and who can build that resilience and are open to feedback and support throughout the process is really, really vital. So the tools I would probably recommend for franchisors who are going through that recruitment process is to ensure that you have a really strong CRM system, but also something that you can use as a project management system too. So we had one which was actually really cheap. We bought it from a developer's website and we amended that and adapted it to suit our business along the way. So how we did that was any leads that were coming in would get registered on the system and we could log all the communications that we had with those people. But more importantly, we could create a project on the system that helped us to manage franchisees through that setup process, which of course, lots of information is being shared with people in that process. So it's really important to make sure that information is consistent and that the training and the products that they receive and have access to are very consistent. So for us, it was fantastic to see the progress people were making through the process. We did a lot of research on booking systems, and I know that can be a real bugbear for some franchisors. And we found a really good one called Get Timely, which was fantastic for location-based businesses. So definitely recommend that one for appointment-based organisations. We found territory mapping a real challenge, to be honest, because there are quite a few companies out there. There's a couple of businesses who do that for you, and that can be really, really expensive. So for a franchisor who's trying to save, but also wants to make sure they have the right territories out there for their franchisees, it's a really long and laborious job to be able to visually highlight the postcodes and the areas that those people would have access to, and then actually find out the information from the likes of the Office of National Statistics to be able to support the reasoning for those territories. So I absolutely loved SMApping when I had a look through that and was able to try it. The fact that you have a full report of all of the demographics of that area, and that you can search for competing businesses and potential customer or partnership businesses within that, just absolutely astounded me. It was fantastic, and for the price, I think it's a really, really good option. Well, the common mistakes franchisors make during the recruitment process, I'm sure there is a very long list of those somewhere. I think for me personally, one of the mistakes I made in the early days was to be so grateful that people wanted to be a part of my business that perhaps I didn't vet them as well as I could have done. And I think that's something that lots of new and early stage franchisors fall into. When people show an interest in your business and they're very excited about working with you and about the brand, it's very easy to get carried away with wanting to try and support them to come into the business. So my only single piece of advice for any new franchisor or anybody recruiting is follow your gut instinct. If it doesn't feel right to start with, you're most likely correct. So if I was to give a franchisor one piece of advice that isn't follow your gut instinct, it would be to make sure that you are helping your franchisees to maintain the right mindset within their business. It's very, very easy, especially in that first 12 months, to feel confused or to feel stressed, and you're on like an emotional roller coaster. So making sure that people have that right level of support and that they understand how to build their own resilience and they understand how to follow the model is really, really important. Anybody who is interested in bringing coaching, training, or even having a motivational talk for their franchise network can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Nikki Senior and post quite regularly on there, so you'll probably find me very easily. Or you can book in a consultation through my website, which is www.nikkisenior.co.uk.